Comedy Film Nerds Podcast.
Let's start with The Dark Tower. Now, this was a movie, I haven't read the books, but I was excited about this movie. It has all the elements that I thoroughly enjoy. Gunslingers.
Alrighty.
Kids in peril.
Perfect.
Different universes.
Does the kids in peril thing, is that just, you're just like, as a dad, you're like, that's what you
Yeah.
kids get. Nobody listens to the old man.
Geez, yeah, mouthing off. That's right. Now a monster from another dimensions is going to live under your bed. So
You hear that, kids?
Yeah.
Monsters are real.
You have
Santa Claus is a joke. And
Oh my! That was that went from 0 to 60 in about
Yeah.
5 seconds.
sorry, Brad, it's
why
time to
they're-
grow up, kids. It's a cold,
Yeah.
hard world out there.
That's why it's an explicit rating.
Yep.
It's for ideas, not for language.
Ooh.
America's not the hero anymore. We're bombing civilians. Anyway, political
So-
vigilante on YouTube.
Yeah.
Chris, you were saying.
The Dark Tower. Speaking of bombing civilians, so that's actually what happened when I was watching this movie. That's what I felt like.
Oh my!
Oh, you got drone strike
Yeah, I
like
got
you're in
drone
Yemen?
in my eyes. Yes, with this movie, it was just a mess from start to finish, and I
I'm
was
going to jump in and stop you. I
Yes.
don't mean to stop your momentum, but I have a question. The Dark Tower is something I've heard about for eons.
Yes,
as something,
forever.
It's a beloved project. Everybody
Yes.
loves the actual literature, the Stephen King books, and then. For 10 years, development, correct? Where
Right.
we're going to make it, we're going to make it, we're going to make it, all this
Right.
stuff. And so then everybody's anticipating and waiting. Were you
Yes.
one of those people?
No, but I was one of those people who saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. This could be a lot of fun. It's got like a lot of really cool elements to it. I will say up front, I'm not a huge Stephen King fan, but something like this had all like the elements that I enjoy. Okay. And the movie, however, it was interesting. When I went into the movie, I'm like, oh, it's only 90 minutes long. That's interesting when you have this giant, world that was created in all these books. It's like, you're going to cram everything into 90 minutes? This should be interesting.
Did the four screenwriters give you any sort of indication of what this was going to
As
be?
soon as I saw the name Akiva Goldsman, I knew I was in for a treat. Oh, the writer from Batman 4 and Lost in Space? How could anything go wrong here?
How is he still working?
I don't know. He has his own, he's a stealth producer. He has his own production company. He buys up rights to stuff. So here's the thing
We should do
about
that.
this. Yeah. Indeed.
Well, when they started Hollywood, they determined that there had to always be one Akiva working at all times.
Right, yeah.
It's in the bylaws.
Once Esther House retired,
Yeah,
now
so
it
throw
was
in the
that to have
Akiva.
somebody else.
Summon the Akiva.
Yeah.
Akiva. They bang a
Release
gong,
the
and
Akiva.
smoke comes up. The Akiva shows up.
Out of fucking Kalima.
On the fourth moon, the Akiva will rise.
I mean, let me put it this way. For this movie, after poor test screenings, Sony spent $6 million on reshoots just to help flesh out Idris Elba's gunslinger character. Now,
If you've got to flesh out one
One
the
character,
two dudes, there's
yeah.
two dudes in the movie. You
Yeah,
gotta,
yeah,
hey, we better
exactly.
flesh out that second guy.
so now here's the interesting thing. You have two excellent actors, Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, in
right.
this movie.
So how do you
So-
mess anything up ever?
Well, that's just it.
Four
It's like
writers.
this,
Summon the Akiva.
this,
There is only
movie-
one thing that can ruin this movie.
yeah, and this movie would have been even worse had they not had two great actors not tried to elevate the material to a level where it should have been, and it never got there.
So I'm guessing
So-
there's obviously scenes where those two guys, you were like, wow, that's a compelling scene. They're such good actors, and then they're
Right.
just surrounded by just nonsense.
Nonsense, ridiculous dialogue. Here's the main problem with this film is when you have this big, rich Lord of the Rings type mythology, and you can't shove it all into 90 minutes and expect, because what happens is then nothing becomes believable. You're like, well, he's a gunslinger out of the Old West, and now you have a tower that protects the universe from monsters, and now you have this guy who's Matthew McConaughey's character is trying to destroy the tower to let all the monsters in. But things like why would he want to let all the monsters in? Things like that.
Let's expand on that just a second. I find myself doing that at every movie now.
Right.
Because especially with all the cape fever we've got, with all the hero dudes, and like Thanos is coming, and he's gonna, or even I saw again the Justice League trailer last night,
Right.
And Death, whoever the fuck that guy is, he shows up, and again, that's the
Darkseid.
problem with DC movies. Okay, who cares?
Yeah.
So again, another CGI dude shows up with like a glowing axe and goes, "This world will fall." Why?
Right.
What are you
Right.
gonna do when the world falls?
Yeah.
You're all gonna watch Chopped? I mean, literally, it's like you've just killed everybody, and then what?
There's
let's
no
go do
point.
it again somewhere.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's like, the Dark Tower is keeping out all these monsters. Like, well, if all the monsters come in, then there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Yeah, so you get to talk to monsters now. Good
Right.
luck making
Yeah.
small talk with a fucking goblin.
So,
Just,
Good luck making small talk with a fucking goblin.
I'm serious.
and you have.
Have you ever tried?
And the key
Hold on,
is,
are
of
they here?
course, the key is, of course, this kid with the shine, and the shine is from The Shining. So this series also ties together it's like Stephen King's extended
Right.
universe.
It's this ridiculous mythology that I've
Right.
heard, because I have friends who love it.
Right.
And so I've heard, there are people who thought this is a 3-movie epic.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then when they start making, because I hear they're making it, right? And I figure, okay, well, I've
Right.
been hearing it forever. So I figure it must be coming out in summer of 2018.
Right.
Because that will be the launch, the first tentpole in this huge Dark Tower
Yeah.
universe.
Right.
And then I start to see the ads for it, and they're like, coming this August. And August is always a terrible sign for any sort of summer movie. It's the graveyard.
It starts to drop off.
Right.
Things
And then
to
they
drop
start
off.
saying, from the writer of Christine and
Right.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right, really?
You're
That's what
kidding.
you're picking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when you're selling that, and they keep showing like clips from Stand By Me to show
Mm-hmm.
you how good the Dark Tower is going to be, you're just like, well, they know they've got a dog, a complete
Right,
dog.
right.
And is it frustrating for the creator and the fans, of course, certainly are furious.
I'm sure. I can't imagine Stephen King was happy with this adaptation.
But now you're dead in the water. You just put a pin in it. You're never gonna make
you
another
can't
Dark Tower.
expand this universe,
Right?
Yeah, you can't. Like, this is honestly, it's like we talk about movie runtimes. For 90 minutes, this was the completely wrong direction to go to. If you have this giant mythological world and all these rules that you created, like it was randomly. This is the problem with this film. It looked like you were watching Cliff Notes of 6 books. Like every scene was like, well,
Insane.
I'm sure there was a 5 chapters that I just missed. Over here, there's 6 chapters I just missed. Like, the kid has these powers. He's escaping the monsters that are chasing him, and then like he goes into this house with a portal in it, and the floor starts moving, and apparently it's some kind of floor or house demon, and he defeats it. You don't know how, and then later on it's referenced. Oh, well, he defeated the house demon. Like how? Why? It was floorboards. And
I saw William Cat in a movie called House Demon, I believe,
Yes.
in the 80s, wasn't that?
No, that was House.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It was the same concept.
That was House 2.
Okay. But like, dude, I don't even know how. Like 90 minutes.
Right.
At 90 minutes, Tarantino or Christopher Nolan is just introducing the protagonist.
Yeah.
Right, I
mean,
know.
And he's built this rich
Yeah.
world that you want to live in
Yeah.
and experience, and then now it's time to hit the ground running.
Right, exactly. And this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, especially with fantasy. I mean, you
Right.
really got to set up the rules and the world and everything. And this one was just like, nope, we're just going to kind of show you highlights or snapshots of, each of these couple of books or
Dude,
whatever.
it's the Snapchat Dark Tower.
Yeah, it's really what it felt like. It's like for someone with.
So there's just like a bunny filter they put
yeah.
on each cell phone.
Yeah,
Might as well at that point. And you know Akiva brought it up. Kids love the Snapchat.
Yeah.
What if we came up with filters about 3/4 of the way through? Oh my God.
yeah. It was Dark Tower ADHD. Is really
Right?
what it was. It was
$66 million budget reportedly, and it's done a whopping $19 million on its
Yes,
opening
that's
weekend. So that is fantastic.
Not
And
the
with
home run that
an
they were hoping.
army of fans behind it who wanted it
Yes,
to be good.
who wanted
And
it
they
to be
didn't
good.
turn out. They knew. They smelled it a mile
Right.
away. Again, like you said, 90 minutes. Again, that's my tutor territory. That's private
Right.
school. That's some bad sex comedy from the 80s amount of time.
That's Porky's.
Yeah, right. It's an hour and 28 minutes, and
Yeah.
you go out and you jerk off. I mean, fine. But dude,
You don't do it in the theater? What's the point?
But now here's a good example of
hold on.
like.
I just go off in my pants. I
yeah.
hands free. I'm 13. What do you want?
Hands-free.
It's free.
You Bluetooth it?
It's all in your. It's all up here. Yeah, it's all up here, Mike. Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's but when you look at a movie like take Gravity. Gravity had a very lean running time of 90 minutes, but it's one person stuck in space. So you don't have to, create this giant world and all these rules. Okay, they're stuck in space. I get it. She has to get down. So for a 90-minute runtime, it makes perfect sense. But for something like this,
Well, it's really
if you're
86 minutes. You got to put a John Mayer song at the end of the credits.
Right.
So, I mean,
But for a movie like this, I mean, it was just it was a mess, and it really felt like, well, should we make it shorter? Should we make it longer? Should we show this? Should we show that? Like, no one had any idea of like which scenes to show, like, or how to move the story forward, or how to set up the world. So it was a definite swing and a
who
miss.
directed it? Is it someone with a track record of some sort of sci-fi, or someone who could have stepped in and gone, "Hey, look, I've worked in this genre, and I know we're short shrifting all of this. I mean, we're going to sell these fans so short."
It's Nikolai. His name is Nikolai. Yeah. Nikolaj Arcel. And he has directed fantastic stuff like A Royal Affair, Truth About Men, Island of Lost Souls, and King's Game.
Wow.
I don't know who this mope is, but
well, he won the director lottery for
Yeah.
something like this, because this is the kind of thing where this could have been a really prestige movie. I mean, you've got
Exactly.
2 giant stars in it. You've got a legion of fans that have read the books that are waiting for this film. It was such a misfire, and
he wrote the screenplay for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, okay.
really.
He wrote the screenplay for Fighter. Like,
So so something happened
He
along
knows
the way.
story.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's not a good adapter.
It could be, and also you might have had too many cooks in the kitchen when you look at how many writers and producers and everyone else that got involved. Like,
If you
no,
get a
let's do this, let's
4-word
do
pitch
this.
and it's gunfighter versus the devil,
Right?
how do you ruin it?
Yeah.
I know.
How do you? And then you go, oh, we got the Oscar guy, one of the guys with the
Yeah.
Oscars, and we got a guy who's going to win about 10 more Oscars eventually.
Right.
Idris Elba.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got 100 million people that'd gladly show up to this thing
Can't
opening
wait.
night.
Yes, and can't wait. I've been waiting
Cash
for
and fists.
years
Yeah.
for this movie. For years.
Yeah. Go
And
get that Dane who wrote the tattoo movie.
Yeah.
let's throw him behind the camera for the first time. Way to fuck this up. Way to go, Danish.
Like it really felt. It felt kind of
that
like.
Dane.
Kind of like The Mummy, where they were more interested in throwing in the Stephen King Easter eggs and like just setting up like, oh, it's all a big connected universe, than actually telling a story.
Are you telling me they
and
went and saw a
making it
dead
interesting.
body?
So no one saw a dead body.
Oh, all right.
No, but there was an example is on the desk of Dr. Hotchkiss' office is a
It's not Dr.
picture
Hotchkiss. It's absolutely not that name from the old Playboy cartoons. You're kidding me.
is a picture from the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. And, Stephen King said one of the influences was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because you've got like a gunslinger.
Sure.
But, he's the last one, so like I'm sure there's a lot of story that we're missing that you're not setting up. Like this was an opportunity to set up a world and a franchise that this got mummied. This really did get mummied, where
Terrible.
now I'm not interested in seeing anymore. I don't care about the universe anymore. The only thing is now I'm interested in reading the books now, because I heard people have said the books are fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Well,
but
when
skip the movie.
I saw the trailer, and Idris Elba's the gunfighter, and then the kid goes to him and he goes, "You're going to like our world." And I
Right.
just figured, okay, so you're going to bring a black guy wearing 2 guns in our world? 5 cops are going to shoot him the second he shows up.
Yeah, not if he's in a cowboy outfit.
Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, so
Just say, oh, it's a pride parade?
Yeah,
how do you chili dip this, man? I mean, again, so many people waiting so long for this source material, and you kill it. You just
blow
put
it.
nails
Yeah.
in its heart, and because again, you're not going anywhere with it now. Again, no one's going to revisit it. No one's going to do that, and so you've essentially snuffed out the hopes of, like you said, 100 million people who love the source material.
now we have to wait a few more years, and maybe Netflix will pick it up as a TV show.
Yeah, and work every improvement on it. Exactly.
Right.
Make it fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right.
Ride shot first. Kitten heads across the